A lot of build for WarGames and a lot of attention on the women's division. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal Spaz Phoenix, the YWC Reality Check, here with your November 7th NXT review. Gonna say this for what it's worth. I'm gonna skip the house cleaning, other than to say if you want to get your questions in for the Q&A before Survivor Series, go do it. Because we're doing so much on Wednesday nights, I will encourage you to go back one video and go back two videos so that you can check out my review of both episodes of NXT UK that happened tonight. I broke them up into two videos. Instead of filming them as one like I did last week, you guys need to let me know which one you would prefer. Please stay towards the end of the videos. I am giving you guys more information about that Destiny wrestling show that is going to be coming out November 25th on Fight TV. I really encourage you guys to check it out. It's a lot of fun. You're probably going to see my goofy ass front row, which is going to be fantastic. NXT tonight started out with Heavy Machinery versus the Forgotten Sons. Now, there's nothing much to say about this match, so I'm not really going to get into it. The match ended with a pop-up press slam by Otis, which was a lot of fun. Here's the thing, guys. Heavy Machinery is a lot of fun. You guys know I like them. They're in the Street Profits category in the sense of they're always going to be a lot of fun. Forgotten Sons, I really want to be successful. I really want to give a shit about. But it occurs to me that NXT has this faction template. And it's just, oh, they're the oddballs, the outsiders. You know, it was the Wyatt family, who were good, and nothing can be taken away from them, other than, you know, being on the main roster. When they left, it was Sanity, and now it's these guys, and it's all just, you know, they're the outcasts, they're the oddballs, and they're starting to the feel of them all is starting to run together. Now, if you combine that with the fact that they sort of kind of have I never watched Sons of Anarchy, but they sort of have that feeling of that Sons of Anarchy, that motorcycle club feeling to them as well. It's really starting to lean into Aces and Eights territory, which is bad because we all remember how terrible that was. There was nothing wrong with the match, don't get me wrong. It wasn't a bad match, it wasn't even a really boring match. There were some cool spots in it. Forgotten Sons, Blake and Cutler, obviously with Riker on the outside. They do have some awesome tandem offense. It's just, on this night, maybe it's because I'm doing three reviews in a night for you guys, I couldn't bring myself to care much about this match. I hope well for everybody in this match, all things considered. Pretty sure all five of them, even Riker on the outside, will do well. It just didn't happen tonight. We go to the first mention of the women's division tonight. We replay Candice LeRae confronting Nikki Cross last week before they were interrupted by Aleister Black. We then go to Candice LeRae in the parking lot talking about how she refuses to answer on behalf of her husband. She feels like she's being used because she's the wife and rah-de-rah-de-rah, and she's asked William Regal for a match against Nikki Cross, which I thought was going to happen tonight. It doesn't. But it does do a couple of things for me. If we're not getting it on the weekly show, maybe we're getting it at TakeOver. Now, those of you that have read the spoilers probably know if I'm right or wrong or not. I haven't, so I live in hope. Also, it tells me that Nikki Cross still has a storyline going forward in NXT, and that what happened on SmackDown with her and Becky Lynch was a one-off. Now, that being said, I popped huge for her showing up on SmackDown and taking on Becky Lynch, because later on down the line, give it a year or so, if they keep treating Becky properly, if they keep treating Nikki Cross properly, Becky Lynch versus Nikki Cross in a title situation, take my fucking money. But Nikki Cross has not yet gotten what she deserves from the NXT women's division before going up. I don't want her to suffer what Alexa Bliss suffered when she was in NXT. Now, granted, they made it up to her on the main roster. They've kept her where she needs to be, where she deserves to be, etc. But you can never go backwards. Like, she can never come back and reclaim an NXT women's title run unless they do that, which would be a little bit retarded. So we're going to get Candice LeRae versus Nikki Cross going forward, which suits me down to the ground. Then, staying with the women, we got what was supposed to be a Shayna Baszler interview, but she's sitting back there with Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke, and William Regal interferes to let her know that Dakota Kai does in fact have a rematch clause, and that rematch clause will take place at TakeOver WarGames, and it will be a 2 out of 3 falls match because of all the stuff that happened in Evolution. Now, there are some goofballs out there. One of them lives in the New York region and said, well, if it's going to be War Games, why don't you just, like, move Ronda Rousey over for the night, and you can have the MMA 4 Horsewomen versus Kairi Sane and whatever other Japanese people she can find, which is not only incredibly ignorant, but not at all surprising considering the source. Much rather see a 2 out of 3 falls match between these two. It's fucking great. Can't wait to see that. You throw that in, along with Gargano Black, along with Dream Ciampa, along with Undisputed Era versus War Raiders and Ricochet and Pete Dunne. It's going to be a hell of a show. Now, unfortunately, that means we don't have a tag title match, we don't have a UK title match, and we don't have a North American Championship match, which is unfortunate, but I will sacrifice those in this case for this match, because all those titles being in the match makes the match feel more important. And I do like that NXT has a match type that they can call their own, and I do like that they're starting the tradition of attaching it to Survivor Series. It's all good. Now, why couldn't they do this a couple years ago when Survivor Series was up here in Toronto? Don't know, but we're getting SummerSlam, so hopefully we get something good with that. Staying with the women, Dakota Kai versus TAYNARA CONTI, which is great, because not only do I love Dakota Kai, not only is Dakota Kai Bailey done properly, not only did I get to review 2 matches of hers in one night, because we also saw her take on Toni Storm in NXT UK, but she's taking on TAYNARA CONTI, who I've said for months now has been criminally underused on NXT. I was very happy to see her in the Mae Young Classic again, and I'm very happy to see her here. Collar and elbow tie up and a headlock by Conti, and armbar by Kai. Arm drag by Kai and a dropkick and a crucifix pin attempt. When the pin attempt doesn't work, it rolls back out into an armbar. Pendulum kick by Conti and kicks her in the arm, kicks Dakota Kai in the arm. Now, the psychology is a little bit wonky here. Dakota Kai is one of the ones from Team Kick. She's known for her kicking strike. She's known for what she can do with her feet. Why you would take out her arm is anybody's guess. A couple of judo hip tosses by Conti, a kick to the face and a top wrist lock. Conti works the arm in the ropes, crane kick by Kai, kick in the face, bicycle kick, 2 haluva kicks, and the chiropractor, which is a fucking brilliant move, isn't it? Gets the win for Dakota Kai. I love Dakota Kai. I love the chiropractor. I think it has... There was a certain space in my wrestling fan brain where there was only one move that fit in that space, and that was the Canadian Destroyer. Now, my Canadian bias aside, Canadian Destroyer is a pretty wicked-ass maneuver. The chiropractor has taken that spot. The chiropractor is a fucking brilliant move. I want her to use that move to win a title soon. I'm just saying. Staying with the women, we have an interview with Mia Yim talking about her experience in NXT so far after winning the Mae Young Classic, after getting her NXT contract, which was done very publicly with Triple H. She was sort of the Cedric Alexander of this year's Mae Young Classic, and it's all good. A lot of feel-good stuff. She gets to work with the best talent in the world. She gets to Performance Center. She gets to talk about all that, all the trainers that they have there that are all wonderful. And then Bianca Belair talks for reasons and claps a lot like a fucking retard. I love her in the ring. Everything else is trash. I love her in the ring. She's great in the ring. Fantastic. In ring wise, she could be a champion. Character wise, promo wise, any of this other bullshit is trash. I hope they book her. I hope they change her character. I hope they book her a character that is as good as what she does in the ring. That's all I have to say. And we find out later on in the night that these two are going to face next week. Mia Yim, please dispose of what needs to be disposed of. Speaking of what needs to be disposed of, we see the replay of Matt Riddle's debut last week on NXT, and then we see Matt Riddle and Keith Lee buddying out in the back, and they get confronted by Cassius Ohno, who talks some shit like he's relevant, and we move on. We see a great video package from WarGames last year, what the match was like, giving us an idea of what to expect this year. Rah-de-rah-de-rah. It's a WWE video package, so therefore it's great. We get a leaked or exclusive Johnny Gargano. It's late in the day, guys. Johnny Gargano selfie video. explaining his side of things, and I didn't write down all of it because it does ramble on, but I think I got the key points. He says, you know, this is the path I took after I attacked you. I was on my path to beating Tommaso Ciampa. You were just in the way. You walk around like you own this place, so I figured you would understand what I did. I'm the good guy in this scenario, and I did one bad thing and people freaked out. Here's the thing. When he does when he says that line, when he says, I did one bad or evil thing and everybody started freaking out, immediately I thought of Heath Ledger's Joker in The Dark Knight, when, you know, and when he starts like twitching, as everybody loses their minds. I really thought that's what Gargano was trying to channel here, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, because that is a great performance. This is a great performance as well as you can perform on a selfie cam, but I do what's right for me, and sometimes that means fighting dirty. If you want to kick my face off, maybe I deserve it. I'm not afraid of the dark anymore. In fact, I'm starting to like it. Obviously, they're going to fight at WarGames. It's going to be fucking great. Moving on. Velveteen Dream versus Lars Sullivan is a pretty weird main event. Like I say, we're building towards WarGames. We're doing a bunch of things that, you know, sort of a tribute to WarGames. We're paying a hell of a lot of attention to the women's division tonight. You got 3 or 4 different feuds that I mentioned right off the cuff. You've got potentially Mia Yim and Bianca Belair. You've got Candice LeRae and Nikki Cross. You've got Dakota Kai doing some awesome stuff. TAYNARA Conti getting some time on TV. Obviously, Baszler and the other horsewomen are starting to get their attention as well. They're going to take on Kairi Sane, who's not just going to go and find a few other Japanese people to have a tag team. Fucking people are retarded sometimes. Point being, there's a lot of different stories. Again, as everybody else will say, because it is the cliche thing to say, even though it's true, main roster could learn from WWE. You can do a lot of other stories other than what's just surrounding your title. Now, it's kind of interesting to see that Bianca Belair is sort of veering off this way to have an issue with Mia Yim, and Nikki Cross is sort of veering off this way to have an issue with Candice LeRae, because they had the beginnings of a feud themselves, Bianca Belair and Nikki Cross. Now, as I say, I'll go back to it. Bianca Belair's gimmick is trash. Her mic skills are trash. Her promo style is trash. But in the ring, she's fucking phenomenal. I wouldn't have minded an undercard match on TakeOver with Cross versus Belair. But I'm sorry, storyline-wise and in-ring-wise, and you know, just overall personal interest-wise, if we're going to get Nikki Cross versus Candice LeRae, I will take that over that. And I know there's some people out there that are going to tell me I'm a certain kind of way because of that, or because I don't like Naomi, but, you know, those two are just for you. Velveteen Dream versus Lars Sullivan is your main event. That was a bit of a rant. Anybody that follows me on Twitter knows what I'm talking about there. Lars Sullivan is upset that Velveteen Dream has the championship shot instead of him. It's pretty damn simple. Corner spear by Lars, starting a back suplex toss, uppercut by Dream, and a high knee and an inside-out crossbody. Lars eats the steps, back suplex on the apron by Lars. Corner splash by Lars. Beal by the head across the ring by Lars. Lars rakes the face. Lars hits him with a one-punch knockdown. Lars locks him in a nerve hold. Lariat by Lars, neck vice with a posted knee by Lars, hard Irish whip to the point where Velveteen Dream flips over the turnbuckles, over the post, and out of the ring by Lars. Lars stands on the back, goes back to the nerve hold once again. Jawbreaker by Dream, an uppercut and a boot and a drop kick. Top rope drop kick by Dream and a power slam by Lars. Super kick by Dream. Lars misses the headbutt. Lars eats the ring post shoulder first. Dream Valley Driver by Velveteen Dream on fucking Lars Sullivan. Get it, bud. Ciampa comes to the ringside, distracts on the outside. Dream goes to go after him, goes back in the ring, eats a freak accident. Lars gets the win. Ciampa comes down with a little bit of a beatdown, mostly just talking shit. Dream fights back, DDTs Ciampa on his own fucking championship. Goes up for the Purple Rainmaker, and the referees that are trying to separate the two part like the fucking Red Sea for the Purple Rainmaker. This match, low-key, I mean, Gargano Black is a bigger story. The WarGames match itself is the marquee of this pay-per-view. Obviously, we're going to have Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler again. But this match right here could be better than all of that. Now, Velveteen Dream just got stuck into Ciampa's story. Ciampa's story has been firmly in other directions until this point. But this match is going to be fucking fantastic, isn't it? If you can hit a Dream Valley Driver on Lars Sullivan, what the fuck is he going to do with Tommaso Ciampa? Now, I'm not delusional. Velveteen Dream ain't winning this match, for sure. He's going to make a better case for himself for being champion after Ciampa goes somewhere else. That's what's going to happen at TakeOver WarGames, along with a bunch of other cool shit. Matt Riddle, please get rid of Cassius Ohno for me. That would be great. Mia Yim, please shut up Bianca Belair. That would be great. As I say, I'm going to hit it over the head one more time. It is amazing in a 1-hour show how much NXT did for their women's division tonight. Fucking fantastic. Anyways, I'm losing my voice, and I'm getting kind of tired, and I still got to post this shit, so I'm out of here. I've been Spaz, your YWC Reality Check. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation. Keep all these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I will talk to each and every last one of you later, but for the last time tonight, I'm tagging out. Bye, guys. More announcements regarding Fearless, Destiny Wrestling's first ever pay-per-view on Fight TV, happening November 25th. But before I get to those, I do want to congratulate Destiny Wrestling for their new announced working relationships with both Fight Club Pro and Blackcraft Wrestling. Both of those companies are doing combined shows with Destiny in the near future. I encourage you, especially if you're in the local area, to go check those out. I think the one with Fight Club Pro is happening in New York. The one with Blackcraft is actually happening in my backyard, which is always great. They've added another match to Fearless. It's going to be new Destiny talent Channing Decker taking on Teddy Hart. Now, obviously, that's in addition to the match that we already know about, which is interim Destiny champion Josh Alexander taking on Rey Fenix and Rich Swann. This is building up to be a hell of a card. Destiny's growing. I'm happy for them. You guys should check them out, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.